Yes, it is. It is a family business. I've even been training my husband how to cook. And in 2 days, he wanted to change the name to Jerome's Kitchen.
So how long have you owned Cathy's Kitchen?
6 years. I'm celebrating my 6-year anniversary, July 1st. The food is so good. I get people from all over the world to come to Cathy's Kitchen. As soon as they land at the airport, they're like, where's Cathy's Kitchen? That's how good it is. It's world famous.
I'm wondering, how do people ask the question? Do they say, how is Ferguson? Do they say, are things better in Ferguson? How do they ask what's going on here?
Well, the way people ask what's happening in Ferguson, it all depends on where you are. When I'm on vacation and people say, where are you from? And we scream, Ferguson! And they're like, oh my God, are things better there?
No Chester! No weed! No Chester! No weed!
Hundreds of people marched down the street in front of the Ferguson Police Department.
When the unrest happened that night, when the verdict came through and they were protesting across the street, someone sent me a message on Facebook, says, Cathy, I think they're about to go for your building. And I said, well, there's nothing I can do. And about 10 minutes later, I received a video of the protesters wrestling down people protecting Cathy's Kitchen, and they made a human chain, and you could hear them chanting, no, not Cathy's. Now, what people didn't know prior to that, I used to take my cart down where they protest, and I used to bring them food. So, you know, kindness, you just don't know what's gonna happen behind you, but I'm sure happy that they paid it forward to me. People were afraid to come to Ferguson. They thought it wasn't safe, you know, so we struggled. We were barely able to keep our doors open during that time, but wonderful things happened. I've met celebrities, they come, and we love celebrities. The biggest surprise I ever had would have to be Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. I was shocked when she came in, and she stayed literally over an hour, interviewed me personally. We had Melissa Etheridge. She's been here several times, actually. We've gone a few of her concerts with her. So she's been doing a lot of things, and she's opened several doors, actually, for me into the next phase of business for me. We got the chance to walk the red carpet with Kevin Costner. We've had Danny Glover. We have Harry Belafonte. We've had Dr. Cornel West.
That's a pretty good list. I'm impressed.
Oh, since 5 years ago, I've probably seen at least 10 new business open. You know, so I think that is awesome. That is not something that ever happens after a riot. The city normally begins to decay. That is something I have not seen. I've only seen growth happening here. So I'm very happy to be a part of that. But I've been pulled over twice in my life here, just trying to figure out where am I going. So is that a real issue? And I can say it for myself, as my own individual self, my husband and I, that we were stopped just to ask where we're going. Never even given a ticket. So is this a real problem? Yes, this is definitely a problem. But like I said, it is a problem all over this country that has to be addressed. 100%, it has to be dealt with. Now, this situation has opened our eyes up, and you know, and now everybody's paying attention to the authorities, and so we have to be treated fair. So I think it makes the Ferguson community rethink the way that they're doing things, to try to see the other side. So I mean, I think it's work in progress, but I do see change happening slowly. We've done something no other town has ever been able to do after a riot. We look like it never existed.
It's better. We're going to survive. We're going to be okay. And this is beyond faith because I see progress. Well, when the day that Mike Brown actually got killed, I was actually on my way to the office. Actually, my wife was. And she called and said, Josh, something's going on. I see all these police cars coming along. And then that's when I found out that he'd been killed. And we're looking out the window and I see these assault vehicles riding up the street with guys hanging off the sides with, I don't know if they're AR-15s or whatever they were, assault rifles. And I told my wife and my daughter, look, can you believe this? Coming down West Florissant, assault vehicles. What are they doing? I was pulling up behind the Ferguson Market to come to my office because they had the streets blocked off. And, you know, I'm in my car I got on my suit and my tie. I pull up. The National Guard has it blocked off, and they immediately turn around. So I pulled up. I held my hands up, stopped my car, and I rolled down the window, and whoever was in charge came over, and he said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "My name is Joshua Davis. I own an insurance agency here. I just need to get into my office and get some files, get my laptop." And I said, "I'm going to reach in my pocket to get my wallet to show you that I have not made up these business cards." And he said, "Okay." I said, "I'm going to reach in my wallet and get this business card." True story. I reach in my jacket pocket. 3, maybe 4 National Guardsmen raised their guns up at me, these assault rifles, and approached my car. 2 in the front, 1 on each side. And I told the guy, I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just getting my wallet."
4 years after Michael Brown was shot by police, the neighborhood where he was killed still feels left behind. That was the storyline in a 2018 Washington Post article. Joshua Ray Davis says patience for change was running out. Things most of us take for granted, sidewalks, streetlights, grocery stores, medical facilities, were nowhere to be found on West Florissant Avenue.
When I reminded the city council, the last time I was at a council meeting, I told them, the only thing I have to say is don't forget about West Florissant. Because we're here, we exist. Don't forget about West Florissant. One of the council members said, "Josh, what is it that you need?" And I said, anything I need to ask for to show the community that the city of Ferguson is behind us. And a lot of progress has been made. And I know that it takes a lot of time, but I'm constantly pushing.
The pushing paid off. August 1st, business leaders in Ferguson announced a revitalization plan for the West Florissant corridor. A new Boys and Girls Club teen center is months away from opening, to be followed by a new Mercy Healthcare Center, new sidewalks, crosswalks, and street lighting. Long-term plans include new housing and a grocery store. So I remember 5 years ago talking to a variety of people, and multiple white residents told me on camera that they didn't realize a lot of the things that were going on in the black community in Ferguson. That excuse doesn't hold water anymore, does it?
When I go to some of the town hall meetings, I go to some of the community meetings, people really apologize. And they say, "Josh, we're sorry." And I said, "Sorry for what? You didn't do anything." And oddly enough, which is true, I wish we could have done more. I said, "But you guys didn't know, because it really didn't affect you." So if you don't know something, everything that happened with Mike Brown, the systemic changes, what happened from the DOJ coming down, not only St. Louis, Missouri, but the world is listening and the whole world is looking. So those are the two things that excites me, that attention has been brought on by what happened in Ferguson. And I'm excited that everyone now is paying attention.
I'm living proof that things can happen. I applied for a job, got the job within the location, and things can happen for people in Ferguson. Our main job here is we process claims. We process medical claims for our members. We also have a mail center here that processes mail from our different plans throughout the country.
Is that 242 jobs that didn't exist before this building was built? And are a large percentage of the people employed here from the area, live in the area?
Yes, the majority of the folks are from within a 10-mile radius.
Now, over here, you've got photos of your family. So your family, your sons, grew up in Ferguson?
Yes, they grew up in this area.
So talk to me about being a resident of Ferguson. What has that meant to you over the years?
Well, there's a lot of pride within Ferguson, and unfortunately, when all the events took place, the world only got to see one particular part of Ferguson. So with us being here in Ferguson, we wanted to give a different view within the community. We want to show the world that Ferguson is not just the whole Mike Brown incident. It's a very flourishing community, great people in the area, nice businesses. We just wanted to have the opportunity to show the world that we're more than just the Mike Brown incident.
One of the ways that Centene is trying to make a difference is through mentoring. Can you tell me about that? How does the mentoring program work, and who are you working with?
Here at my site, we have an intern program for high school seniors. We partner with 3 of the local high school districts, Ferguson, Florissant, Normandy, and Hazelwood. We've hired over 37 high school students within the 4 years we've been here. Some of the students have come on board as part-time, full-time employees as they're completing their degrees in local universities here. So we're doing our part. We're doing our part to try to engage the youth of the community. And it gives them hope, as far as, hey, I can do something different other than what I've been exposed to in the past.
5 years ago, parts of Ferguson were in flames in the wake of violent protests. In 2019, there's little evidence of the fiery destruction, but it's taking much longer for the metaphorical smoke to clear.
But is it still smoky? Yes, it is.
And have lessons been learned?
I believe so. I don't think everybody's learned them, but the most important person to learn them is me. So have I learned? Definitely learned some lessons.
I would say that the smoke has faded, but Ferguson, particularly West Florissant, is still smoldering. In other words, there's still some evidence of lack of progress. There's still evidence of lack of concern. There's still evidence that at any time, if there's not a quick and immediate change, people are going to get really, really discouraged.